What is up, guys? Welcome to DC Talks. Now today, not a busy show. We have a special guest coming on today. Emma Milan is going to be joining me right here for DC Talks. Please help me welcome Emma Milan. It is great to see you. Isn't it great to see you, everyone? Yes. It's great to see you. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Emma is here today to talk to us about Durham College and how it's going to help her with her future career. So Emma, could you please explain what your future career, what is your future career? We need to know. Yeah, of course. So I want to be either a teacher or an occupational therapist. I know, I'm in college, I still haven't decided. But then again, who actually has? Yeah, so I know what you're thinking, they're not related in any way, but actually they are. They both relate on the same thing, about a skill and teaching someone that new skill and getting them to master that skill. So yeah, that's what I would like to do. Now Durham has a lot of services on campus. Would you be willing to tell us about a couple of them that you've used? Yeah, of course. First I should mention ACE. ACE was a service on campus that I went to because I have a learning disability, and because of that I need extra supports in order to achieve the things that I need to. So I still put in the effort. I probably work twice as hard as many of my classmates. I just get that extra support. So I get extra time on tests, I get spell catchers, I get a calculator. It's just little things. But honestly, they've helped me. I go to them every 2 to 3 weeks for a meeting with my advisor, and we talk about what's going on and if I'm having any troubles or if I need any extra supports. They're great service. I was really scared to come to college, but ACE gave me the support that I needed to show me that I'm capable of learning at this level. I guess I should talk about the soccer team. I was on the varsity soccer team in the fall, and it was a great experience. Taught me a lot, learned a lot about myself. It was an amazing way to relieve stress. I know they're technically not a service, it's more of an experience, but I relieved my stress through that way. I wasn't angry, I relieved my stress during the game, and that's how I kept myself sane last semester. This semester I'm not doing soccer, and I've had to figure out new ways to relieve stress. I'm going to be hitting the gym up soon, and hopefully that helps. If you have the chance, I honestly mean this, if anyone has a chance to join a team or a club or anything with a school, I recommend doing it. Even if you are scared and even if you only do it 1 year, I honestly recommend it. It's a great experience. It's going to teach you a lot about yourself and a lot about the school. That's awesome. Thank you, Emma, for telling us some of the work that you've actually been doing in the class. Let's just get right into it. So I did a library research project, and I was just finding a couple of academic sources, and it really showed me that there's a lot of things that we have. We have a lot of access to a lot of great academic papers that we can use for references or just to read for our enjoyment. And we did a presentation in class, and that really taught you, like, hey, you can't wing it, you need to set out a script, which I did, and you need to have your points so then you can just go in front of this group all confident. It was very interesting. We did a couple other things like True Colors and 7 Habits and a couple other Oprah quizzes and things like that, and those were really helpful and it taught you a lot about yourself. And there were some things in the 7 habits and the true colors that I knew about myself. And there were some things that I didn't, and I learned about myself, and it was really cool and interesting. So yeah. Now, how is that going to help you with your future career? In my career, because being a teacher or in occupational therapy, I'm working with people and I'm working in front of people. So I need to have a lesson plan, and I need to be able to go out and get confident and teach them what I need to in the short time that I have them there for. And the library research assignment, like I said, is going to help me later. I have some academic papers that I have to do, and I need to get good marks on those so that I can get into programs for teaching and occupational therapy. Oh, the 7 habits and the true colors and the tests like that, that really, those are more about your personality and who you are as a person. So it really showed me, like, yeah, I am confident. Might take me a few seconds to break out of my shell with new people, but I have the ability to do what I need to do, and I'm not afraid to do things to get to where I need to be. Now, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. What is this developmental plan that you've been working on in this class? Yeah, so the development plan, it was an assignment that we had to do, and we had to list our strengths, our goals, things that we wanted to improve on. We had things that we needed to improve on, and stuff like that. So it really, like, you got to really look at yourself and who you were and set these goals for yourself that you wouldn't normally set. Now, before you continue, what are your goals? So my goals, some of them were personal, so I'll leave those ones out. But the one goal that relates to my career, actually, is to do well and succeed in college. Because if I don't, then there's a chance that I won't get into my university program of my choice, and then I won't be able to become a teacher and occupational therapist. Your development plan, your goals, how does that all relate to your future career? It all relates to my career in many different ways, actually. But the main one that I can think of is gotta be the strengths that I put on my developmental plan. Those strengths are gonna make me such a good teacher or occupational therapist. Everything that I've learned at Durham so far has taught me about myself and who I am. That's going to make me a better teacher and occupational therapist. Just learning from ACE what I needed shows me that students are going to need certain things. And even if they don't have an IEP, I'm okay to work with those students. If I was to become a teacher, I'm okay to work with students to help them succeed. Learns differently, and I've understood that from going to ACE, and that's going to make me such a better teacher. I am proactive, and I get things done, and that's one of my strengths that was on my development plan. That's going to make me a great occupational therapist, because there's a goal that you set when you're working with someone, and that might be to be able to open a door all by themselves. And I'm going to set out certain steps for us to achieve, and we're going to go at that. We're going to be proactive about it. We're not going to wait till it's too late. We're going to get them moving right away. Now, another strength of mine is thinking win-win, which is success for we, not just me. And that's going to make me such a great teacher and such a great occupational therapist, because yes, I want to succeed. I want to be good at my job, but I also want to see my students succeed, and I want to see those clients that I'm working with succeed. The students succeed, that's when I'm really going to succeed as a teacher, an occupational therapist. Honestly, like I said earlier in the interview, they're both, although they are very, very similar careers, they're also very, they're very different careers, but they're also very similar. I'm going to be teaching people And maybe it's a life skill that I'm going to be teaching, or maybe it's something knowledgeable. So I'm excited. And I haven't mentioned this, but I am in the DSW program, and that's because I want to work with those who have developmental disabilities, whether that's with occupational therapy or teaching. I want to be able to teach that group of people something. And I'm really looking forward to that. So this course has taught me a lot about myself and about my strengths, and it's actually shown me like, hey, I have the potential to be a good teacher, and I have the potential to be a good occupational therapist. So that's how I think the whole course relates to my career. So the video's come to an end. Sucks, eh? If you want to catch more of us, click up here, and you can see me talking about Durham College. Click over here and you'll see some bloopers. And click down there and you'll see a nice little trip to Vermont. Thank you. Tune in next